Hello? You can hear me? Oh, you're good. But we're not starting yet. I'm just
Well, this is fun. We got a full house. And more to spare.
We're gonna fill some more chairs.
I know there's some more folks coming, but.
Why?
The dog.
Let's double check.
Has anybody got some good cowboy jokes?
Yep.
Oh,
Sure. Yeah?
what did the cow say to the moon?
What did the cow say to the moon?
Jeez.
Cheese, not moon.
Tater's got one.
Wife sends the husband to the grocery store, just a local bird. Says if they got eggs, get a dozen. So he comes home with 12 loaves of bread.
Oh, brother. We're not gonna add that to our repertoire. The bathroom is just the first door around to the right to the corner if you need it to get out. If you need to go, you might want to go now. Otherwise, during the hour, do it between a song and a story or something. Otherwise, we might forget what we're doing. Hey, Margaret.
But there's a delay in
This is a sound check. I know you can hear, but we're testing to see if our live streamers can hear. But there's a little bit of a delay, so I may have to talk, and eventually we're gonna have someone who can let us know how that is coming through. So hopefully, and actually if you're on the YouTube and you are hearing this and you're wanting it either higher or lower, like whatever the sound is, let me know in the comments. And that helps us make sure we are taking care of you. Because we know these people, they're getting it good. You know, they're getting it real good. In person is the best way. But we appreciate you being here. We want you to also have a nice experience. So we'll find out real soon about how the sound is going. Whether you want to text me personally, which you can do if you happen to know that. If not, then you can just do a comment on YouTube or so forth. But I'm thinking the in-person people, how are we feeling? Woo! Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeehaw indeed. I know I had the wrong hat. Man, but you got a good hat for today.
You want to switch?
Well, you might need it. You're the performer. So, yeah. I'm going to go check and do my tech thing. We haven't officially started. We're just doing a sound check and make sure everybody's going to be happy. Yeah. So, we'll find out real soon. How exciting!
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
You're even
somebody said it sounds great. Okay, we're gonna do a sound check with the music too. So right now,
music,
that's
I
good.
gotta get the other musician
Yeah. It is very clear. Okay, I love clear.
here. That's great.
Okay, now let's see if it's clear with the instruments.
Okay.
Okay.
Instruments.
Instrument test, and I'm singing, so I guess that's kind of a test. Well, you know, that guitar's a little dangerous.
Oh, did I?
Okay, just for your input, when you're up here, you might wanna just be careful of that.
Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Everyone, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play.
check, right? We're not starting.
Right. It is a sound check.
Wow, we're on good.
How did the sound check out? Oh, you
I'm-
people on the Zoom?
YouTube.
Said it's
There's nobody on Zoom.
here, and he said the deer and the antelope play.
Oh, it got through.
Well, we know the voice is going good.
hear
Specifically
the
ask about the
guitar?
guitar. Ask guitar and concertina.
I bet the concertina.
Well,
You can't have a soft concertina.
okay,
really.
well, we can have a something.
Oh, yeah. Ready.
Are we still, should we still just making these folks go through a sound check?
We don't have to. I mean, it seems like it's good. Congratulations, we've passed sound check.
Program.
Woo! All right.
That was tense.
You want me to introduce you?
You can do
or what?
whatever.
Yeah.
This is
And
the
then-
Story Crossroads
No.
moment.
Okay, yeah, let Rachel introduce herself and what this is all about, and this is a fundraiser for Story Crossroads.
All right, this is the Eastmond home. These are the Eastmonds. We have Annie and we have Dan, and they have been married for a long time, and they are married in music and in storytelling. What? Is it married, Ron?
Yeah, oh no, but that's great, 50 years next year.
Oh, everyone applause for that. That is awesome.
These are the days of 49.
You can invite me to the party, right? Okay, just checking. And, see, now we have witnesses. And not only are they just fantastic, they just go all over the place. They're well known for their Celtic, but they also obviously can do many different genres like we are going to have tonight. We also have Scotty Larsson. And he is a cowboy poet, and we're just going to have a great time to blend just cowboy story, poetry, and music. How exciting is that? Now, this is the 96th house concert of Story Crossroads. Whoa! And we are so grateful. We've had these continuous funders through the years, and it's just fantastic. We have like the Utah Division of Arts and Museums. We have the Creative West, which used to be known as the Western States Arts Federation. And we have the Utah Humanities. We have the City of Salt Lake City with their Arts Council. We have, there's just so many. Oh, the Zoo Arts and Parks of Salt Lake County, ZAP. And they just updated their logo, which is even cooler because people are like, well, what is ZAP? Zoo Arts and Parks. And that was just recently voted in. Every 10 years we vote in as a people of do we believe in this, where there's money for the arts. And wow, a huge amount said yes. So I really appreciate that. They're one of our biggest funders actually. And what's interesting is that we get all this funds. This year has been a very strange year. So I will admit that a lot of arts and humanities organizations have really gotten a hit because federal funding was either just cut completely. So for example, Utah Humanities, I still give credit to them because they do it every year, but the National Endowment for the Humanities got no budget, and that meant all 50 states, for all state organizations, had no budget. And they had to really rush around. So I'm still giving them credit on that. The Story Crossroads, we're not the only ones that experienced this, but we actually had a $16,000 federal funding cut that we were used to and planning on. But we persevere, we go forth, and this is one of our fundraising house concerts, besides all our other ways to make sure we still do things. We impact about 5,000 people a year of various ages, from kids to older adults, to teach the art of storytelling. And so we're working it through, just like everyone else, but we still are grateful for all of that. We're grateful for you, because we're gonna have a fun time. So I think we need to have a little bit more yeehaw. Are we having yeehaw?
Yeehaw!
And so I think we need to get to them. So let us now put our hands together for Annie and Dan and Scotty.
Now, I have to tell you a little bit about our friend Scotty. Stand up here, Scotty. We met him through service at a care center, and he's kind of quiet. Never heard of a cowboy being quiet, but he does family stories through poetry. That's how he does his family history. Gosh, if I could do my family history like that, I'd do a lot more of it. Our stories and poems we borrow from other people, but he writes his own. We're going to start out with a song. Dan's going to do.
This is a Texas tune. When it's roundup time in Texas and the bloom is on the sage. Now, how many of you have been to Texas? Everybody almost. How many of you have seen sagebrush?
Oh, you see that around here.
Okay, so you'll relate to this one. When it's roundup time in Texas and the bloom is on the sage, then I long to be in Texas just riding on that range. I can smell the bacon frying as it's sizzling in the pan. In the early morning near the breakfast store, drinking coffee from a can. Just a riding, roping, romping, patching leather all day long. Just a swaying, sweating, swearing, listening to a cowboy song. It beckons and I reckons I would work for any wage. Just to be again, to be free again, when the bloom is on the sage. Most folks say there's a spot that lives forever, deep within their fondest memories. Though I have been a rover, I have never found any place that I would rather be. When it's roundup time in Texas and the bloom is on the sage, then I long to be in Texas just riding on that range. I can smell the bacon frying as it's sizzling in the pan. In the early morning near the breakfast store, drinking coffee from a can. Just a rockin', roping, riding, patching leather all day long. Just a swaying, sweating, swearing, listening to a cowboy song. It beckons and I reckons I would work for any wage. Just to be again, to be free again, when the bloom is on the sage. Just to be again, to be free again, when the bloom is on the sage.
Now I think, welcome, come on in. Scotty's got a story for us about being a real cowboy or something like that. I don't know what it is.
Something like that. I grew up just north of Ogden on a little hobby farm that we affectionately called the Flat Broke Ranch. On account of some entertainment, some experience my dad had with cattle. So anyways, I grew up there next door to a dairy and country land all over. So I wanted to be a cowboy. I really wanted to be a cowboy, but this poem is about me wanting to be a cowboy. So that I ain't a cowboy. Not really, it seems. I ain't never owned a cow. But I wear regular jeans. I can't be a cowboy, I'll tell you proof why. When I ride, I get blisters inside my thigh. I used to wear boots, but to make my feet sore. And my hat, it's way too clean, just hangs by the door. I once had a horse from age 8 to 16, a tall one, red, of hands, about 15. I worked on a dairy next door for the summer. Mom made me strip down in the garage. What a bummer. But I learned to be quick cooking milkers to teats. When a cow raised its tail, you best be fast on your feet. See, the floor where they stood was cement, 3 feet high. And when their load hit the ground, everywhere it did fly. There were 3 of us milking, cows 84, and when a cow's rear let go, it was a race to the door. We never got out. We all heard that sound. Most landed on us, very little to ground. We thought we were cowboys, playing out in the pasture, had fights with cow pies. Some fresh, disaster. Out on the manure spreader, long visits, informal. I'm sure folks today would think us abnormal. There was an electric wire around the fence where it stood, and we'd reach out and grab it just to see if we could. One day our friend Bart on that spreader stood high and proceeded to relieve himself. His aim made us cry. See, that wire was hot, and believe it or not, when his tinkle lit on it, well, you get the thought. In that very instant, we all thought we had died. We fell to the ground. We withered. Bart fried. We busted our guts as we rolled on the ground. And Bart, let's just say he hurt further down. So, I can't be a cowboy. Not really, I guess. But it's nice to be closer than most of the rest. My dad had some cows when I was just 4. The Flatbrook Ranch don't have cows no more. My dad learned a lesson, and he taught it to me. If you buy high and you sell low, you'll be broke as can be. So when I see a real cowboy, I feel sort of soothed, because I'm a real cowboy, just one once removed.
Okay, an old classic. I ride an old paint. Here's Cowboy Dan.
I ride an old pig, I lead an old man. I'm going to Montana for to throw the hula hand. They feed in the coolies, they water in the draws. Their tails are all matted, their backs are all raw. Get along, little doggies, get around them slow, 'cause fire and Scotty are raring to go. Old Bill Jones, he had a daughter and a son. One went to Denver and the other went wrong. His wife, she died in a pool room fight. Still he's singing from morning till night. Get along, little doggies, get around them slow, 'cause fire and Scotty are ready to go. I've worked in the town, and I've worked on a farm, and all I gotta show for it is the muscle along my arm. for you. What is going to throw the hula hand about? Okay, I had to look this up. The hula hand is a knot on the lariat. And those cowboys, when they throw the rope out, they're using the hula hand. They throw the hula hand. Okay.
Well, if you look at our hats, have you ever wondered why they curl up at the sides? Rain is one reason, but in our case, it helps us to all fit in the cab of Scotty's truck. And why do cowboys keep their boots on at night? Why do they sleep with their boots on?
Critters and
Oh, those are all good answers, but the real reason is when they kick the bucket, they won't hurt their toes.
And so why are cowboy boots pointed?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, we used to call them spider killers when I was growing up. Because if the spiders get in the corner, you can get them with your boot.
Okay, enough of the jokes. How about Utah Trails? Have anybody heard of the song Utah Trails?
Oh.
Couple of people. It's a real old one and one worth bringing back.
I got family and we learned it from our parents. Okay, you ready? You asked me where I'm going so early in the morning. I'm just a cowboy roving, just a roaming on. I searched this whole world over. Many times I've searched in vain for a spot that looked like heaven to me, and I long to be again. I'm gonna hide away out along that Utah Trail. Moonlight as bright as day out along that Utah Trail. There's where I'll settle down in the peace where all is still. In a little hut just built for two, tucked away in the heart of the hill. Beneath the skies of blue in the golden summertime, out where all friends are true and all nature is in rhyme. Someone is waiting there with a love that never fails, waiting patiently to welcome me out along that Utah Trail. Tell it to us, honey. Beneath the skies of blue in the golden summertime, out where all friends are true and all nature is in rhyme. Someone is waiting there with a love that never fails, waiting patiently to welcome me out along that Utah Trail.
Now, how many of you have been to the Grand Canyon? Is it the Grand Canyon or is it Zions?
Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon. Scotty's got a story that happens at the Grand Canyon, don't you?
I do.
Okay. I want to hear that one.
So my
I
granddad,
and my buddy Scott Hammond will really enjoy this one.
my granddad on my mom's side was a forest ranger. And he started out on the Kaibab Forest, which is down there by the Grand Canyon. And this is a story he used to tell us. When a young greenhorn ranger on the Kaibab Forest, bears like to eat cowboys. At least that's what they told us. They told us the stories of cowboys a bunch who got caught by a bear who were eaten for lunch. Stay high in your saddles. Keep your eyes wide open. And when you see bear, do not think of roping. There are plenty of stories of men who roped bear, got drug off their ponies, got drugged everywhere. They filled us with fear to save our poor hides. We talk like we're tough. I ate bear with fries. But the fear stuck me good. I'll not take a chance. I'll keep my hide safe inside shirt and pants. So when I work in the land of the free, ain't no bear, no how, gonna make lunch out of me. Then, early one morning, down the trail I did walk, check on the others, eat breakfast and talk. The sound in the distance, I perked up my ear. Came closer and closer. I felt a slight fear. Picked up my pace. I started to run. So quickly he came at me with no gun. I jumped for a branch. I missed and hit scree. I slid down the mountain. That bear slid with me. I zigged and I zagged. He zigzagged with me. He kept up the chase, nipped the back of my knee. Right on my heels. I could hear him pant hard. I had one trick left. I played my last card. I fell to the ground. I curled up, played dead. That bear sniffed around me. He nuzzled my head. He licked the back of my neck, and I heard him smack lips. That bear pounced upon me, his paws on my hips. I started to pray, the best prayer I could think. He drooled upon me. His breath sure did stink. Now, I knew I was breakfast. I knew I'd meet God. I opened my eyes just to face him and saw it was my dog. I don't know if that one's true or not.
You know, there's a saying in the storytelling world that all stories are true. Some are just more true than others.
And some are under-exaggerated, but most are over-exaggerated.
Well, the Grand Canyon is sort of a divide. We're going to sing a song about another great divide.
The Great Divide, you know that one from grade school. The water that falls on the Rockies and goes to the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico is on one side of the Great Divide, and the other waters go flow to the Pacific Ocean. And between Laramie and Cheyenne is part of the Great Divide, but it runs all up and down the Rockies. So this is a song about railroading on the Great Divide. A lot of cowboys got around by railroad. 1916, I started to roam out in the West, no money, no home. I just drifted along with the tide, landed on the Great Divide. Railroading on the Great Divide, nothing's around me but the Rockies and sky. It's there that you find me as the years go by, railroading on the Great Divide. As I look down across the field, number two's coming, she's the fastest on wheels. Dear old Laramie, she pulls with pride, crosses o'er the Great Divide. Railroading on the Great Divide, nothing's around me but the Rockies and sky. It's there that you find me as the years go by, railroading on the Great Divide.
boy the other day who was trying to get health insurance. And the agent said,
Was it Medicare or was it some other?
I don't know what kind it was. So the agent had to fill out the papers and he marked he hadn't had any accidents, that he marked all these things, and the agent was in a bit of a quandary because cowboys are in a kind of a dangerous job. And he said, now it says here you marked you've never had any accidents. Nope. You've never, but then you say here you've been bit by a rattlesnake. How, isn't that an accident? No, sir, it wasn't. He bit me on purpose. I don't know if you ever got that health insurance. Don't know. Well, it kind of reminds me of Scotty's next story because they could have used some insurance.
Oh, have any of y'all ever like butchered chickens?
Sure.
Gee, has.
Well, I thought everybody had. Well, you'll learn a little bit today then. So, some folks think that chickens are awful mighty dumb. You remove head from body, and off their body runs. Their head lay on the ground, but their eyes, they just keep on blinking. Where'd my body go? Now that's some deep, deep thinking. They perceive they have a problem as they assess the situation, but soon they're sold apart to a higher elevation. The boys down on the farm, they get a better education, but they seldom use their brains on a critical occasion. We should take it as a sign that they really ain't too smart, like they lit upon their heads when they fell out of the cart. Take those brothers Afton and Eber as a typical example of empty space between the ears. I'll give you just a sample. On Sunday, family came, and Ma needed some fixins. She sent the boys out back to dispatch some poor chicken. Well, Afton took to holding, and Eber took to cutting. How close can you hold your hands to prove that you were something? Well, Afton used both hands, and he stretched the neck real tight. Then Eber raised the cleaver to lower with his might. Afton start to shake with the thought of what might come. And Eber dropped the cleaver, and off came Afton's thumb. The rooster stood there watching. It was such a sight to see. That feller cut his thumb off. It surely meant for me. He picked it up and ate it. It wasn't very hard. Then Afton chased that rooster all around the yard. The thumb was also full. It gave him energy, and Afton never caught him. His thumb he'd never see. So next time you see chickens and you have the thought they're done, and your ma sends you to kill one, it's best if you just run. But if you have to hold one, focus, don't fidget, or you may end up like Afton while some rooster eats your fidget. Afton and Eber are my grandmother's uncles, so they're real people listen to.
True story.
Sorry. You know, that reminds me, when I'm thinking about life and death and such, reminds me of a cowboy poet named Wally McCrae, who is from Montana. He wrote a poem called Reincarnation. What does reincarnation mean? A cowpoke asked his friend. Well, his pal replied, it happens when your life has reached its end. They wash your face and comb your hair and clean your fingernails and lay you in a padded box away from life's travails. That box in you goes in a hole that's been dug in the ground, and reincarnation starts in when you're planted beneath the mound. Them clods melt down just like the box and you who is inside, and then you're just beginning on your transformation ride. In a while, the grass will grow upon your rendered mound, till one day on your moldered grave, a lonely flower is found. And say by chance a horse should wander by and graze upon that flower that once was you, but now's become your vegetative bower. Well, the posy that the hoss done ate up with its other feed makes bone and fat and muscle essential to the steed. But some is left that he can use, and so it passes through and finally lays upon the ground this thing that once was you. And say by chance I wanders by, and I sees this on the ground. I ponders and I wonders at this object that I found. I thinks of reincarnation, of life and death and such. And I come away concluding, Slim, you ain't changed all that much. I think we need a little sing-along. You guys all know Home on the Range, right?
Yeah, we're seeing Home on the Range, and you that are watching this streaming can sing along in your own basement or living room or out on the deck, wherever you are.
Let me start out a little intro here.
She's going to start with the intro, and you might not know the second and third verses, but sing along if you want.
Sing along anyway.
Yeah, even if you're off pitch. that Annie's playing is called the concertina.
Oh, yeah.
And those old cowboys used to use it out on the prairie along with their harmonica. Is that plural for harmonica? Harmonica. They play their squeeze boxes, and they sound a lot alike, I think.
Yeah, they do. They do. I think Scotty's got another story for us. Something about dentures.
Nope, not yet.
No?
Yeah,
Not yet? Okay, I'm ahead of myself.
we can skip to
Spud.
Oh, Spud. A potato? You've got a poem about a potato?
Well, not quite.
Okay.
Spud is the name of a horse.
Oh, okay.
This
All
is this is a poem about the first horse that my dad bought with his own money when he was a teen. So, this story that I learned from him. Life as a teen on the Flatbrook Ranch meant to get ahead, you had to take a chance. So I bought a wheat piglet with money earned hauling hay, and I fed it every scrap from the ranch every day. By the end of the summer, that pig was round. I figured it weighed pretty near 300 pounds. Pa said, take her to town, boy. She's ready for slaughter. You drive a hard bargain, you'll get top dollar. So I loaded that pig in the back of the truck and took her to market looking for luck. I sold that pig for $80. I couldn't hold back. I let out a holler. Thought I was the richest man in town. I just couldn't believe the luck I found. My pa was so proud. You're a man of some force. But a man in these parts needs to have his own horse. So he sent me to see Shorty on the ranch Pleasant View. I've known him for years. He'll do right by you. Well, I found old Shorty, and he showed me a horse. He's a bright young pony, been trained through the course. He loves to run, and he'll do what you say. Use a halter only. Feed him plenty of hay. Well, on Flatbrook Ranch, sometimes we can't remember the words to our own poems. He's a horse for a man, for a real cowboy. Now you treat him right. He ain't no toy. So I bought that horse, and I named him Spud. I'd soon find out he's a bit of a dud. Not the slow, don't want to go kind. He was fast and crazy. He had his own mind. Well, I loaded him up, and we headed for home. I was anxious to ride him. Around the ranch we would roam. I got him all saddled, and I hollered him up, and I climbed aboard. Slight kick, giddy up. Spud took off running, from full stop to full speed. I flung back in the saddle like a green willow reed. Spud never tired. He's so fast and so able. I swear that his heart was as big as a table. When I sat up in the saddle, I'll now take control. I grabbed the reins with both hands and I gave a big pull. This had no effect. I was in for a fight. You see, halters have no bit, and therefore no bite. So I crawled up his neck, and I grabbed the end of his nose. And the harder I pulled, his head higher rose. I beat, I yelled, I kicked with my might. Spud never even noticed, just kept up his flight. Well, I held on tight and I showed him no fear. I crawled back up his neck, and I chewed on his ear. Now, coming up quick, at the end of the lane, was a gate made of steel. I anticipate him. Spud hit the brakes, stopped as fast as he started. I flew through the air. From old Spud, I departed. I went over his head, then over the fence. I ain't sure which one of us had the most sense. I hit the ground hard. Split my head, split my pants. Man, ain't nothing ever easy on the Flatbrook Ranch.
Now, Scotty, did you buy that horse from a preacher?
Could have been.
Because I heard
Shorty.
about a preacher that sold the horse to a young cowboy, and the cowboy thought he was getting a good deal. He was getting a good deal, but the preacher said, "Now, son, you gotta know I've trained this horse differently, so you gotta be careful and remember the commands." Okay, what are those, preacher man? Well, the only way you can get this horse to move, if you say, is you've got to say hallelujah to get it to go. And to get it to stop, you say amen. Can you remember that? Oh, sure, I can remember that. Well, they exchanged horse and money, and the young cowboy took it home and put it in his corral and let it get acclimated for a while in his new environs. Then he took it out one day and he couldn't remember. What was it he was supposed to remember to say to get the horse to go? Do you remember? What?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And to stop? Amen. That cowboy couldn't remember a thing. He nudged it. He said, giddy up. He said, go. He said, get on, horse. He was getting mad. He just, then he finally remembered. What was it? Hallelujah. And the horse just took off like lightning, went across fields, through forests, and went on and on and on for miles, and then he couldn't remember how to stop the dang thing. Oh my goodness. He knew there was a cliff coming up. He knew that he needed to remember the words to get him to stop. Oh gosh, I can't. He couldn't remember the word. So he started praying. He said, oh Lord, I know I haven't made the best choices in my life, but please forgive me. I don't want it to end this way. Amen. And the horse stopped just in time on the edge of the cliff. The cowboy was so happy, he said, hallelujah! And if he hadn't, he would be riding like those ghost riders in the sky.
We want you to sing along with this when we get to the chorus. I may need some help on the words, but let me see what I can do.
You're on your own, cowboy Dan.
And old cowboy went riding out one dark and rainy day. On a long ridge he waited as he was rolling on his way. When all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows
Well, we got some more for these folks. Okay, I guess it's my turn again. When you borrow other people's stuff, you gotta give them credit. So this poem, well, first let me tell you a tradition that cowboys have. Nobody wants to be the cook. And so if you get assigned to be the cook, you're the cook until somebody complains loud enough that they don't like your cooking.
And then they become
the cook. So it reminded me of this poem called Cook's Revenge by Bill Jones. Let me remember how it starts. Cooking ain't no easy job, if anyone should ask. And cooking for a cowboy crew is a downright thankless task. The grub is cold, the boys will say, or else there's too much salt. And any blame to pass around, you can bet it's all my fault. The eggs get broke, the biscuits burn, the griddle won't get hot. And try baking apple pie sometime on apples you ain't got. One day I fixed some French cuisine with fancy drinks and such. Them boys held their bellies and moaned, and they didn't like it all that much. And the boss, he held his plate aloft like he fished it from a sewer. Them boys described my gourmet meal with a name that means manure. They hurt my pride, them cowboys did. I almost walked away. But then again, revenge is sweet. There'd be another day. The idea finally came to me in the middle of a funk. I'd make those ignorant cowboys pay. I'd feed them boys a skunk. So I found an old dead polecat a-laying in the road. I boiled it up one afternoon, threw him in a horny toad. I piled their tin plates high that night, and much to my surprise, them dad-burned heathens ate it all. I couldn't believe my eyes. I tried to tell them more than once the whole thing was a joke, but they belched so contentedly and reared back for a smoke. Cookie, they said, with delight, you finally learned to cook. Can I have your recipe? Did you find it in a book? Well, they didn't find out, and you still haven't found out yet, that they had feasted on critters that ought not to be at. Yep, cooking is a tough job. It ain't no easy life. But if my food you cannot eat, just be glad I ain't your wife.
That one was dedicated to Jeannie.
To Jeannie.
Served skunk yet. I can doctor it up some night.
Well, you got another story for us, Scotty?
I got one more.
Yay!
So, this poem, I was eyewitness to 2/3 of it. And I heard the other third from my grandma and from my dad. So this might be the most truth poem of the night. So, on the Flatbrook Ranch, money was tight. You worked hard for your keep with all your might. There never was money for care that was needed, so sometimes our health was sorely impeded. Competent dental care was a rare thing indeed, but folks on the ranch were always in need. Tooth hurt bad, tie a string to the door, swing a slam, your tooth's on the floor. Bust a tooth in a fight, pliers pull it out right. And in a matter of time, there were no teeth in sight. With mouths sunken in because of nothing but guns, they couldn't eat anything. Something had to be done. And soon the time came, they could take it no more. Went into town, made the truck engine roar. They found a kind dentist. He made them a deal. What rapture they felt, what joy they did feel. They traded a cow that weighed half a ton, got dentures for Ma and for Pa and Uncle Afton. They all were so proud of their new sets of teeth. Entertainment's what we saw, my brother and me. Ma tried to scare us. She'd stick 'em out of her mouth. She'd scream and she'd chase us all over the house. Sometimes they fell out. Pick 'em up, go to clean room, no more fun. We would pout. Pa's teeth never fit right. Pay to fix, just not able. With a knife, he would whittle on his teeth at the table. Find a rough spot, take him out, and scrape with his knife. He followed this routine every week of his life. Uncle Afton is a story you just won't believe. One day he went drinking without a reprieve, got sick, went to worship the porcelain throne, conceded a flush, and let out a moan. His teeth hit the water, swirled around, and went down into the sewer and under the ground. No money for new ones. They must be retrieved. We dug up the yard. We are a strange breed. Section by section, the pipes we undid. We finally found him near the septic tank lid. His heart filled with joy, the child with a toy. He patted my head as he said, "Attaboy." Then he hosed him off good, and he washed him with soap, and he affixed a small string from his teeth round his throat. And there's some stories from the past days of old, and the stories are true, just as have been told. A follow-up to that. Afton, his sister May, a short time later, she flushed her keys down the toilet. Then they dug up the yard again.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're winding up our time with you, but Dan's got a song and a story poem. But let me preface his song, The Old Double Diamond, by telling you the Old Double Diamond Ranch was a real ranch that was started in the late 1800s. And in the 1975, it was one of the last parcels of the West that was sold, breaking up this western land for the cowboys. And this song is a lament by Gary McMahon as he watched the cowboys herd the stock through for the sale and then pack up their saddles and their duffel bags and leave to find new work.
In the land of the buffalo, and the auctioneer's gavel, how it ring and it rattled when I watched the old garden grow. Won't you listen to the wind, Mother Nature's violin? When I first hired on to the old double diamond, I was a darn poor excuse for a man. I didn't know how to aim, and my spirit was game. Couldn't see all the cards in my hand. But the wind whistled, granted above me, blew a tumbleweed clear through my soul. I fought your winters, I busted your horses, I could more than I thought I could stand. But the battle is with the mountains and the cattle seem to bring out the best in a man. You see, a sailor, he needs his ocean, and mom is their babies to hold. I need the hills of Wyoming and the land of the buffalo.
this last story poem matches that song about the old cowboy.
Okay. Oh, here we go. I saw an old man in the window of a house in Sterling, Colorado. The man had no teeth, and his eyes were rheumy and gray. I had just passed the shadows cast by the barren trees upon the sidewalk in his front yard as I looked up in the window and wondered what he was thinking about that early spring day. 'Cause 95 springtimes were stored up in his memory, but they're all shuffled like cards now, and I wondered which ones he recalls, 'cause he was a cowboy, and he knew the whole prairie as he rode out of Islet before fences, barbed wire, and walls. You see, I met the man's daughter at an old people's supper that was held at a church on the corner not far from the old man's front yard. Yeah, I sang for their supper. I sang Whippity-Yi-Yi, a silk scarf and a Stetson. I was looking at acting the part. She came up later and says, "Son, if you like cowboys, you ought to meet Daddy, because he was a real good one back when this big state was wild. On a ranch out of Islet where the old South Platte River runs north across the prairie, and the cattle was spread out for miles." Now, he didn't raise me. I grew up here in town where Mom was a teacher while Daddy was out on the trail. But every few months he'd come in off the prairie and bring us presents from Texas. Poems, stories, and tales. Well, I asked if I could just hear one. And she said, "Oh, maybe I better tell you, because his memory is failing. Sometimes he'll forget his own name." And then her eyes kind of lowered, and her chest kind of heaved some. And I could tell that it was causing her pain. And she said, "Some maybe later." But then she gave me directions. And she said, "Now try not to tire him," as she pointed me down the street to her old daddy's house. But when I got there on the sidewalk and I looked up there in the window, I knew then and there the best thing I could do was to stay out, 'cause 95 springtimes, all stored up in his memory, all shuffled like cards now. It don't matter which ones he recalls, 'cause he knows he was a cowboy, and he knew this whole prairie, and he'll ride on forever beyond fences, barbed wire, and walls.
Thank you so much for coming tonight. We're going to end with Happy Trails. That's an oldie but goodie that you can help us with. Let me see if I can play it on the concertina first.
You know, those folks at the Half-Broke Ranch were looking for dentures, and I'm looking for my carpet. I found.
At least it didn't go down the golden throne. The white throne, okay. Tell me when you're ready.
Yeah, you'll know. Oh, we want y'all to sing along with this song, but
Nice.
Annie's gonna play it through once, and then you can all
Nice
sing with
and
me.
slow.
Yeah, so stick around for some grub.
How about thanking Scotty?
Wow, we got to do the 96 house concert. It was such fun today. To roll applause to Annie and Dan and Scotty. Guess what? If there's a 96 house concert, who thinks that there's a 97 and a 98 and a 99 and yes, 100? That is correct. We jump around, and if you've suddenly experienced this, and you're like, wait a minute, I could do a house concert. We'd love to hear from you. We just work with you. There's many different storytellers, many different genres, so you kind of tell us that, and we will get you someone, and it's a lot of fun. And the next one, I say that because the next one's going to be much farther from here. We've gone as north as Logan and as south as Payson so far with these house concerts. So don't think, I don't know where you're coming from, but we can get it closer to you in your home even. That's really close. You don't have to travel, it's like right there. And our next one is Wednesday. It's a Wednesday night, December 3rd in Logan. So it's gonna actually be at the Thatcher Mansion. If you've never been there, it's a really fun place to be at. It looks like you have been there, yes, perfect. And Ted Erickson will be performing. And so it will be holiday fun and family stories. Lots of fun. And that one will also be streamed. So if you are not gonna travel all the way to Logan, Utah, don't worry, with the Story Crossroads YouTube channel, you probably want to follow us. Just youtube.com/Story Crossroads, really easy. And of course, you can go to storycrossroads.org and just simply see all the things we do. We do house concerts, we do virtual workshop series. We have our summit and festival. So we do year-round things that we would gladly see you again.
And we want to come to the festival. And what month is that every
So
year?
that is in May, and so the workshops will be on Saturday, May 2nd of 2026, and then we are collaborating with 3 different libraries, which is really exciting, for May 4th through 6th. So the Murray Library, the American Fork Library, and the Pleasant Grove Library. And it's going to be just a lot of fun, different performances every night with that. So please get the stickers, get the bookmarks. If you're live streaming, at least you have a web address on your screen. So go to storycrossroads.org. And of course, again, whether or not you donate, we always welcome you to these things. But if you do donate, then it's to storycrossroads.org/donate. And it not only helps Story Crossroads, it also helps our story artists. We work with at least 60 story artists every year, and so it's nice to be able to do that, and about 5,000 people impacted every year. So, that being said, here's where live stream people, okay, we get refreshments, so we give you permission to go into your fridge, or something in your pantry, or with oven mitts at least. Just not just grab straight from the oven. But if something is in your oven mitts, and enjoy something, we're giving you permission to go do something, because we're going to do something, okay? All right, so with that, thank you everyone. Round of applause,
And I'm going to unwrap the fruit. Come on in here and bring it in here.
Thank you all. Thank you. It's fun to really pretend to be a cowboy.
Oh, yeah.
But I've heard that. It's good every time. That's great that you started.